welcome back to this edition of Easy Street Garage. Today, in this edition, I'm going to cover a couple simple facts about the GT350, the Ford Mustang product line in general, and of course the unique times in which we're all living in right now. Practicing this physical distancing has been very difficult, and I've got to say that I think it's going to be difficult for the balance of the year, especially on us hobbyists who are used to going to our cruise-ins, our cars and coffees, and of course some of those amazing car shows that we YouTubers cover for material. So we're going to talk about that. I've got a shift in plan for the channel. We're going to talk about that. But first off, let's talk about the GT350. Ford has apparently made the decision that they're going to cut the production of this car. So what does that mean for us GT350 owners? For myself, my first reaction, I kind of waffled on the idea of getting rid of the car and starting over with perhaps say a GT500. The other piece of the puzzle on that whole decision is that this is a GT350. It's the Voodoo engine, the flat plane crank, naturally aspirated. It's really a cool car. It has soul. And the other piece of the puzzle is the numbers. Why? Okay, and this is really from a business perspective and a manufacturing perspective. I clearly understand these decisions that Ford's making, if they're actually true. Now, you know Ford, they like to leak a lot. So we're going to talk about some of those leaks during a test drive that we're going to do here in a few minutes. But let's talk about the numbers of the Shelby GT350 and 350R. In 2015, we know that Ford only built 137 GT350s, GT350Rs, okay? So let's look at the numbers. I'm going to cheat a bit because I got to look at my page here. In 2016, they made 6,169 units. 17, which that's what this is, there was 7,115 units built. I know that's accurate from my Marty report. In 18, 4,378 units, roughly. And then in 19, we're at about 3,500 units. For a total, it sounds about right when you look at the numbers from what I can gather off the internet, and that's about just a little over 21,000 units produced. So this represents about 5% of the overall sales of Mustang, okay? So whether or not you keep the product with all of its build variations related to the GT500 and then also now just the general Mustang line, it probably makes really good return on investment sense to say, hey, you know what? It's done. Now let's talk about the general numbers for Mustang, the product line, right? If you're looking at this product line and this S550 offering over 2015 to 2019, we're looking at about 458,000 units. You got to keep in mind though that this year that the Flat Rock plant was shut down for about 3 weeks. I'm not quite confident on the reasoning. I got a chance, by the way, also last year to visit the niche line up in Romeo, where my engine was built, met my two engine builders, awesome guys. One of them just retired, and I got them to sign my strut tower brace and have become very good friends with them since. Okay, so let's look at numbers as are rolling out of the Mustang line to date. And my numbers are a rough guesstimate, but I think they're pretty close, okay? So I told you, 458,000 units produced of the S550. So I'm going to boil it down. I'm going to look only from 2016 to 2019 and that gap just to see where things have gone. In 2016, the numbers were about 105,000, just over 100, almost 106,000 units produced in 2016. Now I'm going to fast forward to 2019. In 2019, the sales of this product line were 72,489. That's about a 33,000 unit difference, right? And that's a little bit scary from a guy that knows manufacturing and the return on investment per employee. The numbers are not going in the right direction. So that in itself will probably explain some of the things that we're going to talk about next as it relates to the leaks out of Ford Motor Company. And then we're going to also talk about the product line offering that's going to be coming up in the next few years with the Mustang line. So with that said, we're going to drop the Shelby down off the lift. We're going to mount the camera in the front windshield, new windshield mount by the way, and we're just going to go take a ride because I totally have cabin fever. It's not too bad out here today. It's 57 degrees in southern Ohio, and I got this coat on while I'm driving and it's really uncomfortable. But I'm going to roll these windows up. I just wanted to see a little bit of the sound check. I'm not wearing my mic on my shirt. I'm basically going with a remote mic. And then we're going to roll up the windows here. We're going to talk a little bit about Ford Motor Company's decision to make some changes on their production. So here's the basic and the bottom line, right? 55 years, after 55 years of production, it looks like, obviously we've already talked about the 350 going away, which is really kind of ironic too, especially after they've made the announcement for the Heritage Edition. So I don't know if they're just going to plunk out all those Heritage Editions and be done with it. That's the rumor that I've heard. We'll see where that goes with where that goes to as it relates to the Heritage Edition. However, it looks like based on the leaked pricing sheets or spec sheets that Ford has out. Now keep in mind, guys, Ford likes to leak. Remember the Bullet? When the Bullet was coming out, all of a sudden, how did we all learn about it? We learned about it from a leak. GT500, lots of leaks. So they use that really to kind of build up some momentum in their, you know, in the interest of us consumers, right? And it works actually, not a bad idea. So with that said, the lineup basically looks like this for the coming year, right? It's going to be basically the GT Coupe and the GT Convertible. Outside of the GT lineup, we're going to see the i4 platform, which is the EcoBoost platform. That's going to consist both the Coupe and also of the Convertible. Now, outside of that, we've got then the GT500 coming out as well, and then of course the leaked scenario with the oncoming Mach 1. Everything I've seen with the leaked images like you've seen and so on and so forth have shown the Mach 1 basically, in my opinion, to be the Bullet. And basically it looks like it'll just basically be the Bullet you know, configuration with the rebadging, possibly the same engine, maybe a little bit more horsepower, but I don't know. I can't see them doing that. Too much money in engineering to reconfigure that platform, that engine. So looks like the Bullet, you know, obviously the Bullet's going away, and it looks like it will become the Mach 1. Some slight changes in the badging. And I've also heard some rumors possibly that they may take some of the 350 front end components and shift it over to the Bullet. Again, most of this stuff is leaked, but I think it's pretty accurate from past history if you look at what Ford has done and how they practice releasing models and so on and so forth. With that said, guys, the coveted Shelby GT350, which I absolutely love to drive this car. I love the sound of this car. I love tinkering on this car. I understand it. It's going to go away, and with that said, we'll keep it. Okay guys, we just took a ride. That was fun, enjoyed it. I want to talk to you a little bit about some plans coming forward here at Easy Street Garage. I'm kind of excited about them. And then I'd also like to get some of your comments down below. Thinking pretty serious about is going out and looking for an F1. So I'd love to have an F1 standard cab, maybe the short bed. If it's a long bed, I can shorten that. But we're going to take the cab off, take the bed off, basically make this thing a runner. I mean, I want it to be safe. I want to put disc brakes on it. We'll probably put a crate motor in it. And then we're going to take that cab, hopefully in good shape, and we're going to put it back on the frame after we get it all reworked, and the bed back on. And we're going to make a driver out of this thing. Other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a couple little design changes here in the studio at Easy Street Garage. We got a big graphic going up on the wall up here. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Easy Street Garage. We appreciate you guys so much. If you're not a subscriber, right there, right here in the corner of the screen is an ink mark. If you toggle on that, you are going to be a subscriber to Easy Street Garage. We need subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. It's going to be tough without events. So please share, like, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, and subscribe, and share. Get all your friends to subscribe because we're going to put out some good content, I promise. Until next time, we are Easy Street Garage, and guys, boom.